Hey guys, Tomb Raider review now for you. Hope you guys enjoy. If you didn't see the end of our last video, we got merch! Check it out! Pick you up one of these to support our channel. Also, subscribe to the channel. Ding our dongs. We'd appreciate it. It all helps us put out more of these angry reviews more regularly for you guys. Thank you guys so much, and we hope you enjoy the review. Yeah!
See you guys!
What the hell are you doing?
Help me! Help me! Oh God! My legs and my arms are tired. How the hell did you get up there so fast?
Joe, why the hell did you take that way?
What do you mean? It's the only way I saw.
There's a path here on the left.
What?
It's a bridge.
What bridge? God damn it.
Joe, get over here. You know, my dad always told me I like to learn the hard way. And that's kinda like what happens in this game. Your best friend Jonah, who has a much bigger role here in the third game, kind of follows Laura around her adventure. But when they split, and it just so happens they get split up a lot, he's always at the finish, just waiting for you after this huge convoluted section that you had to go through to get there. And I'm like, what the fuck? How'd you get here already?
This must lead to the next clue.
Go. I'll stay here. See what else I can find.
Sounds good.
Of course he's gonna stay there.
And there he goes. Where's he going? He's gonna find a better way. He's gonna go around.
And she's gonna take the hard way as usual.
Alright, it's just funny to me. Anyway, Shadow of the Tomb Raider starts off really good. And it's actually rather brutal. I'd recommend this game, and I don't want to see it buried in this really busy time. But it's not without its faults. And since it's the last game in a trilogy, I'm going to be a little harder on it. Some tough love. And I do love this Reboot series, and Crystal Dynamics has done a wonderful job on them. This one is polished, it's beautiful, it's intense, and very impressive at times, especially in the graphics department on a PC with a good graphics card. Look at the mud, that's so... Look at it! Look at that mud! That look good! That look good, Joe, that's a good mud!
That is pretty good.
However, I feel by the third game, it's playing it way too safe. It's just really not innovating anymore. And it's always going to get docked to points for, you know, on my show for that. You have to bring a bit more each and every time, at least for me. So, while it doesn't innovate in huge ways, and likely won't attract any new players outside those that already know and enjoy the previous games, I still think that there is a lot of people out there that would enjoy the first two, and this one by extension, that just simply haven't even tried it yet. So if you're done with Spider-Man and you love Uncharted or Indiana Jones, but you haven't played any of these three games, you need to buy at least one and play it. You owe it to yourself.
Monkeys, take pictures!
Okay.
We've crashed in the jungle. No food or water. Time for a selfie. Hey, man.
Shut up, Joe.
You see some monkeys, you're going to want to take a picture
Bo.
with it, all right?
Ew, are those monkeys? Laura by now is a pretty efficient killer. The body count in Shadow is surprisingly high. I was mostly saying to myself, God damn, Laura. Aim.
Fire! Oh my god! Headshot.
You're dead, man. That's who you are.
Wait, it was up there. The Game Boy. The so what is it? Stealth takedowns have sometimes an awkward interaction if the enemy's too far away. And he just fucked up.
He did.
There's been a bloodbath here. What happened?
You're one to talk. Look at what happened upstairs. There's been no bloodbath. You literally killed like 10 people.
Especially now that she can pull her best Arnold impression as she slathers mud all over her body and a new stealth mechanic and sort of hides up against foliage for silent kills.
You know I can see you, right?
Can you really?
Yeah, you're standing right here. It's terrible camouflage. You just rubbed mud all over your body.
But did you see that?
What?
Despite the massive body count by the end, there's really actually more emphasis this time around on actual tombs and a ton more platforming sections and some new puzzles instead of like the combat and exploration. So if that sounds good to you, this is the game for you. And while there's still those gunfight, firefight sections from the first two games, including one scripted one that goes so far over the top that it's ridiculous, I started laughing out loud.
Oh my god! There's so much gunfire. Go, Joe, go! Go, Joe! Oh my god, where? Holy shit, is that a tank?
Jesus Christ.
Dude, what the?
That's too...
They get it!
I am invincible!
They're stormtroopers! They can't shoot anything! Oh my god! Don't go!
Oh, the only way I could die.
Jesus Christ.
You are actually far more incentivized to stealth your way through these with one-hit kills rather than getting into the open gun battles with everyone, especially on higher difficulty levels.
Oh, shit.
Oh, don't jump around! Hit him!
Dodge!
Dodge! Fire, 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 fire! Heal, 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 heal! Oh!
We didn't get the double stealth, did we?
And thankfully, the stealth combat is improved. It feels great. That is a big compliment, too, coming from me and other Joe, which usually suck at stealth games and don't like them. Though I will say it does have some problems with aiming at enemies when they get up a bit too close to you.
Coming up on the right here, Joe.
Fire!
See it! Fire! Oh my god!
I'm trying!
He's right in front of you!
His controls suck! He's too close! He's too close! Jesus! Man.
Now, a lot of the things that we come to know and love from this series, they're still here. There's survival instinct mechanic to highlight important things in the world, the intense rush-running segments of massive destruction happening all around you, the Laura death prawn scenes.
On the right.
Here, let me do this for you. Damn it! Why you kill yourself? Ah! Snake! Get out of there! Damn it, Joe, I can't trust you to do nothing.
You took it away from me.
Yeah, after you tripped into a pile of snakes.
Holy
The
shit.
numbers on the pillars look like...
The fitting Laura into light little tight-ass spaces, which have become series staples.
Alright, Joe, in Tomb Raider, she gets into a lot of small spaces, so you gotta go in there.
First of all, fuck no. I told you, I'm not going in any dark corners. Could be clowns. I don't know what the fuck
Joe,
is
go
this.
in there for the parody.
No.
Joe, go in there.
Go on top.
Joe.
There's rats.
Seriously! Go in there!
Hear that? No, I'm not going in there.
Damn it, Joe.
That. Pass. I'm out.
But puzzlingly, some good ones are kind of missing, like those cool slow-mo gun battle sections of old, or those really fun collectibles where you turn it around and spin it to learn more things about them, which actually was one of my favorite aspects from the first game, and I kept hoping to see this mechanic in other games, that they would start doing it, but it's mostly gone here, just a tiny few of them. And that didn't make any sense since it was Tomb Raider's unique aspect and it loses it here for no reason. Especially when there's even more tombs and more opportunity for little cool little Mayan and Incan artifacts than ever before. But it's gone. Now this is less of a semi-open world. It is semi-open, but it's more of a directed experience. You know, outside of the main quest, there are these excellent challenge tombs and a ton of them. And even a few side missions that you can pick up in some of the city sections, and those are welcome. But while the series has never been fully open world, if they were really innovating and they were improving on each and every game in the franchise, this would have been the perfect time for it.
Don't be jealous of my skills.
Why isn't he yelling? Help! I don't get.
How did you die? What's going on? Ah!
Right?
Boom. Look, he's staying under it! But you didn't.
The rope
How did
logic.
that kill him? That doesn't kill
logic
him.
doesn't make sense.
That
though.
doesn't kill anybody.
That rope logic is just going around his hand, and then she lets go. He should have been.
The game makes some disappointing choices too from time to time, including actually robbing us of seeing Lara take up her iconic double pistols look. This is a huge missed opportunity, and since it's the last game in this series, it is insulting even.
You like that?
I do.
I'll take 2.
Why in God's name does this trilogy think that the double guns are such a bad thing? Clearly, it does not have problems with guns, as it's far more effective to just use the rifle given to you very early than her supposed iconic bow for the series.
Ooh, he got me. He pecked me good.
Uh-oh. This took me a couple tries. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, you didn't have a fucking machine gun like I do.
No, I didn't. I used my bow and
Little Mayans, you ain't shit. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
That's horrible.
Coming in here, they stand no chance.
Now, I
What?
need to open that gate.
You don't understand how long it took me. It took me a while.
And hours and hours. Well, guess what, Joe?
Took
Did you forget
less than 5
you
minutes.
can bring a gun
and now
to a
open the
knife
door.
fight?
It's ridiculous. We all wanted to see her guns, and it would have been this epic, memorable moment, a thing that this game seriously lacks, by the way, and I don't know what the hell was their problem. Why was it so hard to include it? Laura, no, sweetie, honey, baby, honey, sweetie, no. Look, this is your big moment. This is when you're supposed to reveal the double guns. You think your friend is dead. The whole thing is over with. You're mad.
Got it.
And this is the moment where you become what we all know and love. We know you can do it, baby. All right, let's go. No, no, Laura, use both the weapons. Pull, here. Okay, good. Now, as you rise, you pull both of them from your hand. Both. Ready? And let's see you do it. Action! No, Laura! God damn it! What the? Last chance, baby. All right, let's do it. Laura, action! Yes. No, Laura. Both up there. progression system here. You can craft various things, weapons, equipment, upgrades from things that you find in the world and from story elements. But for Lara's upgrades, I felt a bit underwhelmed. I never really felt like any of them were too exciting or really even that necessary. So no, where the game really struggles is mostly in its story. By the time you get to Paititi, I think the game bogs down a little. This sort of tribal war doesn't really feel executed very well. It's muddled, it's confusing, it's kind of boring, on the boring side. It's worse yet is it's conveniently tied into what's supposed to be the main bad guys, Trinity, right? This huge evil corporation introduced in the second game and even mentioned in the first game and recently set up in the movie is supposed to be wrapped up here after Lara goes after them. Only everything having to do with Trinity sucks. There is no real awesome battle with them at the end. In fact, it almost feels as if Crystal Dynamics just didn't know what to do. It doesn't feel planned from the very start of the franchise to end up here. I mean, the main villain just so happens to be conveniently connected so closely with all this Mayan, Incan, ancient civilization stuff. When you see it, it just makes no sense, and it feels thrown together at the last minute. Now, at least the relationship between Lara and her friend Jonah is fantastic, and it's much more expanded here. They do manage to get some emotional moments out of it.
We'll figure it out, okay? I promise.
No! We have to get to the hidden city before Trinity. We have to find the silver box.
Okay, but first, we're gonna help these people get to safety, and then we'll go after the box.
No one is safe! Not if he gets the box first! I have to go! I'm the only one!
You're the only one that can what? You don't know that you caused all this, Lara! Not everything is about you!
Sure.
These people need us here. We can do good now!
Showing that maybe Lara is responsible for all this stuff. The game has great bits like these for you to discover, as well as some really awesome jaguar hunts.
Oh!
Lara!
Gotcha, bitch!
Okay, no, she's...
Thankfully, Miss Croft has done really well herself. Though I gotta say, she's looking a little bit too faithful to her original self these days.
Let's go kick some ass.
That should be sharp
Laura,
enough.
what's wrong with you?
I think it's gotta go. She's all low res. Everything else is super high res.
Oh shit, that's just the cool outfit system where you can actually use the original play models from the previous games. Though I do wish there were more outfits to choose from for the updated Lara too. I can already hear people clicking away. Stop telling me how to pronounce Laura, alright? Lara, I know I pronounce it wrong. Hell, this game doesn't even know how to pronounce it. Her best friend calls her Laura.
Lara,
It's Laura.
guess all that research paid off.
It is Laura!
Trinity's
It's not Lara!
Yeah.
I don't know.
Really didn't want...
Lara,
See, it's Laura!
we gotta get out.
Well, she calls herself Lara.
I'm a researcher. Lara Croft.
Whatever, at least they get her right, the character. She's extremely smart, even in the segments when she's just a kid, which was a pleasant break from all the killing.
Adventurer Lara Croft must.
This was a really awesome section.
Reach the forbidden tomb.
Holy crap. I wish I had this when I was a kid.
No wonder why she's prepared. It's like a training facility.
Looks like there's something.
This thing is amazing. I
It's a
want
burial
it.
chamber, Joe.
No, it's not.
It hasn't been
amazing.
disturbed in millennia.
Yes, it's kind of ripping off the Uncharted 4 thing, but it's still well done here. She's using, like, big words I ain't never even heard of.
I bet the poor thing could hardly see out of that chanfron.
Chanfron? She knows what a chanfron is?
Mid-14th century barding. Germanic, I think.
Bard.
I can't imagine how heavy those bardings were.
She's too smart for my taste.
Smart! So smart!
She's displaying her deep-ass knowledge of history and archaeology. I loved it. It was really well done, bringing her character to complete life and believability throughout the whole game. You say, oh, I see where she comes from. Now I buy it. It's really well fleshed out. It even plays with the lore a bit, asks some questions about Lara's mother, which is kind of an interesting flip since, you know, the game series has mostly been concerned with her father. However, much like the other missteps here, it never really goes anywhere with that. It's a shame. The strongest part of the game, in my opinion, is the Descent-like stuff. You know the movie Descent? These sections are in the game, and there's these sort of underground creatures and culture is far more fascinating than any of the other stuff in the game. In fact, I wish that that would have been more of it. Just, you would have been more isolated and more segments like that. And this would have given them way more opportunities to innovate too, like putting in some sanity sections where Lara might be like losing her mind just on her own and seeing things and doing like those Far Cry segments where it's like playing with her brain. Unfortunately, again, like I said before, it's all played way too safe. In the end, throughout your journey of maybe 13, 14 hours, there are many ups and downs. But ultimately, I think the game does enough right to warrant a purchase, especially if you played the other two. By then, it may have even come down in price. So, let's do our final verdict. In fact, let's do a final verdict for the whole series. So, 9 out of 10 for the first game. Watch our review on that if you haven't already. It's going to be an 8 out of 10 for the second game, Rise of the Tomb Raider. It makes some improvements, but again, has a little bit of story problems. And now, 7 out of 10 for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It could have easily been an 8 or a 9. However, that lack of innovation and the unfortunate, weakness in the story and the conclusion to this Trinity line holds this one back from surpassing the franchise's amazing debut.
This is close enough.
Go in there, Joe.
No.
Go in. Oh my God, you're actually on the parade.
No.
Joe!
There's probably
Seriously.
ghosts.
Joe,
There's
what
ghosts or something.
There's no ghosts.
You don't know that. Fuck
It's
that.
easy.
I'm not Tomb Raider. Fuck. I'm not doing that.
You don't even feel like you've defeated Trinity. You just feel like it was, another adventure in the middle of the story. So that, I think, is kind of what is holding it back. I mean, it is polished to a T, and you should still probably play it, but I just wish it went out with a much bigger bang. Maybe whoever picks up the series next will finally get to see Lara Croft transformed into her old self. And then if that happens, sign me up. I'll take 2 of these, please. Oh, hell yeah. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Man, I wanted to see Double Pistol Lara. They fucked it up.
Right here.
Yeah, down there. Yeah, just get some mud, man. It's mud. Just get it wherever.
I don't want to get dirty.
You got it. That's enough.
Not enough mud.
Get it in there. Get it nice and.
It's dirt. That's all it is.
Well, you need to grab nice big chunks then.
I'm trying. It's like solid. Wait, am I supposed to put?
Yeah. Perfect. By the way, Joe, I saw the dog earlier tonight. Kind of took a piss and shit right there.
Is this for me webbing you?
All right, we're ready to go. Whoa, Joe! Joe, where'd you go? You disappeared! Can't even see you! All right.